Hi everyone, welcome to enginerdmath. In this video, I will teach you about addition of fractions. So in addition of fractions, we will consider two cases. So the first case is that when we are adding similar fractions, and the second case is that when we are adding dissimilar fractions. So let's start with the first case, that is when we are adding similar fractions. So when we are adding similar fractions, we simply add the numerators and copy the same denominator. So for example, if we try to add 1/8 plus 5/8, so as you can see, these two fractions are similar because they have the same denominators of 8, right? So the rule is that we simply add the numerators, so we have 1 plus 5, and then we simply copy the same denominator of 8. So we have 1 plus 5 on the numerator, it is 6 over denominator of 8. So therefore, 1/8 plus 5/8 is equal to 6 over 8. But since 6 over 8 is not yet in lowest term, we can still divide both numerator and denominator by their GCF. So obviously, the GCF of 6 and 8 is 2, right? So divide the numerator by 2 and divide the denominator by 2. We will have 6 divided by 2 is 3 over 8 divided by 2 is 4. So therefore, the simplest form of 6 over 8 is 3/4. Okay? Likewise, if we try to add 2/9 plus 4/9 plus 5/9, so we simply add their numerators. So we have 2 plus 4 plus 5, and then copy the same denominator of 9. So adding the numerators, we have 2 plus 4 plus 5 is equal to 11 over 9. So 11 over 9 can be your final answer, or if you want to convert this improper fraction to mixed number, you can do so by dividing 11 by 9. So we have 11 divided by 9 is 1. 1 times 9 is 9. Subtract 11 minus 9 is 2. So that 11 over 9 is equivalent to 1 and 2 over 9. Okay? Next, let's consider the second case when adding fractions. That is, when we are adding dissimilar fractions. So let's say, for example, we will add 3/4 plus 1/2. So as you can see, these two fractions are dissimilar fractions because they have different denominators of 4 and 2. Right? So how do we add dissimilar fractions? So we need to find first the least common denominator, or the LCM of the denominators 4 and 2. So by the way, I already have a previous video about finding LCM of 2 or more numbers. So if you haven't watched that yet, I will just put the link on the description of the video so you can check it also. Okay? So if we try to find first the LCM of the denominators 4 and 2, so let's try to list the LCM of 2 and 4. So for 2, we have the multiples of 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. For 4, we have the multiples of 4, 8, 12, 16, and so on. So as we can see here, the least common multiple that appears is 4. So therefore, the LCM or the LCD will be 4. So what will we do with this LCD? So we will transform each fraction into equivalent fractions having the same denominator of 4. So how can we do that? So let's transform first 3/4 into an equivalent fraction with denominator of 4. So obviously, since 3/4 has already a denominator of 4, we don't need to transform this into equivalent fraction which has denominator of 4. So as is, we can copy 3/4 and then plus. This time, this is the case when we need to transform 1/2 into equivalent fraction having denominator of 4. So how will we do that? So copy the new denominator of 1/2, which is 4, and then divide this 4 or the LCD by the denominator of 1/2, which is 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, right? And then multiply the quotient by the numerator of 1/2, which is 1. So we have 2 times 1 or 2. So as we can see, these two fractions are already similar. They both have now the same denominators of 4. So we're gonna apply now the rules in adding similar fractions. That is, we simply add their numerators. So we have 3 plus 2 over the same denominator of 4. So we have the numerator of 3 plus 2 or 5 over 4. So again, this is improper fraction. So we can transform this into mixed number by dividing 5 by 4. So you have 5 divided by 4 is 1. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract 5 minus 4 is 1. So that 5 fourths in mixed number is equal to 1 and 1 fourth. Okay? Next, let's try to add 1 fourth plus 2 thirds plus 5/6. So again, we are adding the similar fractions because we have different denominators of 4, 3, and 6. So we need to find the LCM of 4, 3, and 6 first. So listing the multiples of 3, 4, and 6. So for 3, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, and so on. And then for the multiples of 4, we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, and so on. For the multiples of 6, we have 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and so on. So looking at this list of multiples of 3, 4, and 6, we see that the least common multiple that appears is obviously 12. Right? So therefore, the LCM or LCD is equal to 12. So we can now transform all of the 3 fractions into their equivalent form having denominator of 12. So let's start with 1 fourth. So let's copy the new denominator of 1 fourth of 12. So we divide 12 by 4. It is equal to 3, right? And then multiply the quotient by 1. It is 3 times 1 or 3. Okay? Plus, transforming 2 thirds into equivalent fraction having denominator of 12. So we write the new denominator of 2 thirds as 12. Then we divide 12 by the denominator 3, which is 4. And then multiply the quotient by the numerator 2. So we have 4 times 2 or 8. Plus, doing the same with 5, 6. So we write the new denominator of 5, 6 to be 12. And then divide 12 by the denominator of 5, 6, which is 6. So 12 divided by 6 is 2. Then multiply the quotient by the numerator 5. So we have 2 times 5 or 10. So we have transformed the 3 fractions into similar fractions having denominators of 12. So we can now apply the rule in adding similar fractions. So that is, we simply add the numerators. So we have 3 plus 8 plus 10. And then copy the same denominator of 12. So adding the numerators, we have 3 plus 8 plus 10 is 21 over 12. So since 21 over 12 is not yet in lowest term, since 21 and 12 have still GCF of 3, right? So we divide both numerator and denominator by their GCF 3. So we have 21 divided by 3 is 7 over 12 divided by 3 is 4. So this can be your final answer, 7 over 4. Or you can also transform this improper fraction into mixed number by dividing 7 by 4. So 7 divided by 4 is 1. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract 7 minus 4, we have 3. So that 7 over 4 in mixed number is equal to 1 and 3 over 4. Okay? Okay, so I think that's it for this video, addition of fractions. So I hope you learned something from this video and thank you for watching.